предишния епизод на Камифуда се опитах да си побърборя с Еви, но освен да остана потресен от нейния жив интерес към гротескното, друго не можа да излезе. След упражненията по магия, Трент поиска услуга от мен, но за целта трябваше да се върна в стаята на клуба в 8 вечерта. Докато се размотавах с Люн, съвсем загубих представа за времето. Отидох на мястото на срещата закъснял, не само за оговорката ни с Трент, но и за да спася живота му. На пода лежеше окървавен трупът на председателя на клуба по Камифуда. By his direction, I hold Ihram's fireflies in my lap, tight like a steel trap. An additional trio of twinkling jars floats about my person. He watches for any waver in their light, as if his own life depends on it. Though it has been made abundantly clear to me that if I'm caught in a lie, it is my life that will be forfeit. Precision, Tarot. I need precision from you. It was at least 5 in the afternoon, and I'm certain it was before 5:30. I'm sorry, I don't, have a watch. Or a phone for that matter. And that is when you left the club room. Correct. Who suggested that you return to the club room later that night? He did. His exact words? I don't remember his exact words. Ihram spares a glance at the fireflies. When they do not waver, he rephrases his questioning. To the best of your recollection. He told me he needed my help with something. He mentioned that it might be dangerous. He said that he didn't usually like calling in favors or holding them over people. I got the sense that he... Facts, Tarot. I will ask you for your analysis of the situation if and when I desire them. Yes, sir. He also mentioned that I shouldn't take on favors for people at Glomrod, at least without knowing what they entail beforehand. Trent was astute in that notion. Yeah. Seemed to me he really looked out for people. I take a moment to rub my eyes. Barely 2 hours of sleep has me running on empty. Kept functioning on a cocktail of endorphins. Just beside Ihram hovers a small notepad. An enchanted pen transcribes my every word, and he has done so for the entirety of this conversation. Ihram rips the relevant pages from the notepad and folds them into a manila envelope. He then pricks his finger with a long white needle. Blood flows from the pinprick in the guise of a thin red thread, and I watch as he wraps the envelope in a thick layer of this morbid threading. Drying in a flash, he tucks the newly rust-red paper into his coat pocket. Very well, Tarot. We are done for this, for the time being. What happens now? That isn't up to me. It will be determined by the Pale Host. Are they sending me back? Should they have a reason to? No, but... Then you do well to not advertise that notion. The host will send their hands, boy, very soon. They will determine the guilty party in Trent's death. They will determine guilty parties in any matter where the laws of the host may have been broken in fact. You do well to remember that in the coming weeks. And watch yourself. Think on your actions carefully. The hands? I am beset by a brief shiver. I've met a few of them. Yes, I imagine you are quite familiar. They'll have been the ones to pull you from that malefic soiree back home. You should know you are unique in having even seen them, Tarot. Though I'm not sure I'd count it as an honor. They mostly operate in the shadows. And I have no doubt their investigations on campus will function as such. Still, if you do see them, stay out of their way. Speak only if spoken to. And above all else, comply. For your own safety as well as everyone else's. I understand, Professor. Good. He snaps his fingers. The jar of fireflies in my lap, as well as those orbiting my person, gracefully floats back to the rest of upon his deck. You are excused. That's it? Shouldn't I don't know, be helping in some way? Absolutely not, Tarot. Whatever my feelings on the subject, in the eyes of the pale host, you are a suspect. Along with everyone else who remained at Gloamroth at the time of Trent's death. It is why we'll be confined to campus for the duration of the investigation. And you are under no circumstances to participate or interfere in this matter. I understand. Do you? I hesitate for a heartbeat or two, though only just. His little lie detectors, the fireflies, are no longer near me. And so my lie comes easy. I won't interfere. Good. Be on your way then. And do be gentle with the other club members. They knew him far longer than you. I exit Ihram's office in a daze. My stroll through the faculty offices is quick and feverish. Professor Ihram only wanted facts, logic, and certainties. But truth comes in many forms. And mine is thus. Trent is dead, and I cannot shake the notion it is somehow my own fault. He was the first to leap to my aid, offered his help when he didn't need to. And judging by how the others in the club regarded him, I doubt I'm the only one. I don't know what he needed me for that night. But if I'd only showed up on time, maybe... I shake the thought from my mind. Hypotheticals are pointless now. Trent is gone. Which means the only thing that matters now is finding out why. Maybe that makes me a target for the pale host. But I was already that. And if I have to go back to their disgusting little prison, at least this time, it would be for something I didn't regret. Still, if I'm going to be probing the school for answers, I will have to be subtle. If the hands of the host are investigating, there's a chance they're already inside Gloamroth's walls. But commiserating with friends isn't unusual in times like these. And even better, it's an opportunity to ask the other club members if they knew what Trent might have gotten into. And maybe offer my condolences as well. I should try to speak with them all, and soon. But first, where to? Има дуел. спел има. Я тестваме тука. Айде да кажем. Това е карта, която познавам вече. I sink between blackened cracks in mortared stone to wake in a realm of twilight and cold. The Paxworn returns. Welcome, welcome. Thy fervor sputters, little one. Have such events transpired to wound thee? I'm fine. I lost someone, a friend. Ah, this one sees. Was a companion of great importance, no? Worry thee not, whomsoever bears a mark of one from the realm beyond shall not rot as the rest. No, no, serve this kindling for eternity, thou art all destined to become, to burn forevermore. My fist clench. Perhaps because trespassing is still raw, or perhaps because this creature attempts at comfort are anything but. Enough. I don't want to hear anything more about it. As you say, little Paxworn. Peruse my wares as befit thee. I shall give thee coveted silence. Draw one spell, lose one reserve. Това е чудесно, между другото. Едно резерв за една карта по-малко. Между другото, това също е чудесно. Draw two spells, gain one focus. Интересен ритуал също. Много интересни магии. Бекин Гломрод. Добре, имам дуел за печелене. Също така. Мисля, че за сега това тесте ми харесва. Сега съм окей така. Нека да пробвам с него. On my search for other club members, I find Iharan's fireflies strangely uncooperative. Lights dimmed and dulled, as if in a deep slumber. With my insect-powered GPS out of commission, I am forced to follow Glomrod's frustratingly cryptic signs. They lead me to the students' community center. It is a veritably abandoned facility, dedicated to storefront-like featurettes of activities for students to perform in addition to their studies. I even spot an advertisement for a water polo club, though I spot some haphazardly hidden deep-sea creatures in the background of the ad. Mildly concerning. Standing beside the only manned area, a registration kiosk is a familiar silhouette with a silver hair. Three hands, the woman at the kiosk, a stack of well-organized papers. They exchange muted words. Afterwards, Tree turns on her heels, pointedly in my direction. She waves me along in one fluid motion, saying, "Follow me, Tarot." Was she somehow expecting me? She heads back into the hallway without waiting for my reply. I'm nearly forced to scramble to keep up with her. I just submitted the paperwork confirming my temporary appointment as the club's president. Oh, I see. That's certainly quick. Well, yeah. I'm sure it feels that way. But time waits for no one. Even those in mourning. There are certain deadlines to be met if the club is to be kept open. I see. Well, I think that's what Trent would have wanted. She stops in her tracks. Do you? Yeah, from what I know about him. I imagine that was very little. A pang of irritation rises in my chest. I'll take your word for it. Truly? By the look on your face, I assumed you disagreed. Are you always so concerned about keeping the peace? Upon our first meeting, I hadn't measured you as someone so meek. She turns the corner into a much more open corridor. We stop before a quaint window that overlooks some of the open areas of the campus below. Tell me, as someone not yet proselytized by the Pact Sworn community, what do you make of it all? Honestly? Always. You are all fucking nuts. But I suppose whether I chose to be or not, I'm part of this community now too. So I guess I'm hardly one to talk. A very rational answer. Let's try for a second. What do you make of Trent? If you are trying to get me to speak ill of the dead, I think that's in a poor taste. Besides, I like Trent, genuinely. He was probably the most helpful person I've met here. Actually, took an interest in making me feel comfortable. And that's not surprising. Trent firmly believed the world could be improved by looking favorably upon those around him and treating them favorably in turn. Charity would beget charity. Trust would beget trust. In his garden, all seeds grow into scrupulously fruitful trees. That sounds like a very kind philosophy. Kindness is a word, though I would describe his view as idealistic. I take it you disagree. I don't think people are so simple as to change simply because someone, on occasion, granted them the charity of a smile. A bit cynical. Though I don't think you are entirely incorrect. What's this about, Tree? I doubt Trent's even on the ground yet, and I feel like you are trying to cross-examine his ghost. My apologies. I recognize I'm not as personable as he. I merely wish to express the tenets he led the Kamifuda club with these past few years. And that, though I'm of a different mind, I understand my place as a temporary facilitator, namely carrying his torch onward. In that regard, I would divert our conversation to the topic of your spell control training. I understand Trent was teaching you the basics of somewhat necessary demand. He volunteered, but yes. She nods perfunctorily. Nie mam никаква идея какво значи. I shall oversee your training in his stead, though you may find me quite a different teacher. That's gracious of you. I do not have the same bandwidth Trent did, however. In that regard, I have already spoken to the other club members, and they have agreed to assist me. Each specializes in different fundamentals of the Eldritch Arts, and will oversee different portions of your training from here on out. That's great, thank you. I can't tell you how much it means to me that you would all help me like that. As you say. Still, I need a glimpse of your current level of understanding. Show me what Trent has taught you so far. I pull my deck from my coat pocket. Didn't Trent mention she was undefeated? Don't fret. I will use a relatively tame subset of my deck for this test. It will hardly be an official duel with me in that regard, but you will at least stand a chance. Another pang of irritation, and this time I can feel my blood running hot through every vein in my body. Just for that, I'll give it my all. Нека да пробвам с това тесте. Да видим какво ще стане. Draw one spell, lose one reserve звучи много яко, между другото. Едно резерв за цяла магия. В смисъл да си намаля тестето на 19 карти на практика. Това звучи доста яко. Come now, display your skill. Don't mind if I do. Shit. Opponents loses one reserve. Priority. Take 4 damage. Wow. Unexpected. Did you seriously think I wouldn't get even a single hit in? Did you just wound yourself? Purpose in all things, Tarot. Sacromancy is no exception. Wow. However, your inflexibility will prove your downfall. Нека да видим. What did you just do to me? I reappropriated your vitality into my own. I do not expect you to resist for much longer. Lose 3 reserve на каст. Hit that spell. Let's see how you deal with a little thaumaturgy. Trivially, I expect. Legendary completes. Gain Sacrament Fire Ritual, okay. Okay. Супер. Това беше. Sloppy. But your talent is evident. Very well. I know where to begin our studies. Like with our late president, he will continue to report to the club room for training. Albeit, we may have to find a schedule with reduced frequency. Her voice might as well be a formless buzzing in my ears. My head is light. Breath haggard with exhaustion. That was a handicapped version of her deck. Those spells you used, they are nothing like what I've seen any of the others do so far. It looked like it is called sacromancy, the practice of sacrificial pact magic. I specialize in blood permutations, among other disciplines. I set my hands on my hips. My heartbeat is finally settling. Is that a common field of study? Not particularly. Report to the club room, Tarot, when you are ready for your next training session. I try to squeeze out the words, aye, Captain, but my throat merely wheezes out a reply. Trisella does not acknowledge my condition one way or the other. She simply bids me a good day and leaves me be. Ah, Trent, I miss you already. Имам доста различни карти, които да взема на края на епизода. Айде да видим земната карта. Това е някаква нова... не, Сакроманси не е толкова нова школа, но пък нуличка. Нека да видим тестето. Интересно ми е. Gain Catalyzation 3, Gain Sacrilege 2. Супер, между другото, това ми звучи много добре. Да, ама това ми захвърля една от картите. Губи 6 резерв на каст и печели 19 резерв, ако успее. Blood Curse. Може би това е по-добър ритуал. Или пък не, айде, инстант. Харесва ми инстанта винаги като скил. Харесва ми баланса за сега. Нека да остана така.